Level Tours proudly presents Checkpoint Beyond the Walls.
Hello and welcome to Level Tours. This is Gustav Mahler, and I'm going to be showing you some really cool stuff today. We're going behind the scenes, beyond the walls, out of bounds at Checkpoint, and we're taking a look at some of the things that you can't see from the main game. I tried to keep this stuff out of the main tour, but a lot of this is so cool, I just had to show you, like this Mike Birbiglia poster or whatever back here in the Fab 4. There's like an invisible wall stopping me from moving around until I fall off the edge. Anyway, there's some skyscrapers out in the distance with stuff on top that you can't really see, especially this one way, way, way back here, which has a sign on the far side, quick. So after last week's video, I had a commenter, I Love Tradio, who was asking for more detail about some of the monster closets. I think this one, pretty sure it's that one, but if not, you'll have to let me know and I'll have to make yet another video. But unfortunately, it is just an empty black room. It's just a monster closet, as we described in the tour last week, and nothing really more to that. But it's still kind of neat to come up here. You can walk around out on this fire escape over here, which, I don't know, maybe suggests that this was like a playable area initially. Seems like it would be kind of a death trap alley. But this fence is fake, and you can walk right through it, although you can't walk off the edge here. If I zap myself through this wall, you can see that there's some of these trees come through the other side. The Tourtron is getting a little crashy at this point. I don't know if that's the game or if that's the Tourtron, but as you can see, his backpack's kind of bugging out, and our frame rate has plummeted to some 4 or 5, 2. Yeah, anyway. There are other cool things we can take a look at with the Tourtron beyond the walls. Like this corner, remember I said there's no way in here when I was talking about the monster closet? Well, we can just go right through the wall. And we can look around, we can see the popcorn counter, we can see the upstairs, there's the monster closet, there's the downstairs, and if we fly through a wall, it just turns back to normal. Behind the movie theater, there are a couple more monster closets. This is the obvious one on the left here. It's pretty much just a tiny square black room, but the one right next to it is a little more interesting. There's a back room here with a little half door for some reason. There's nothing in here, but for some reason there's some geometry back there. So we can go beyond the walls, we can go into the walls, and we can even go below the walls. Well, the street anyway. Because there is something hiding over here, just beyond the garbage truck, behind that wall. For some reason there's a spare chunk of wall. There is a chance that this is because of the Tourtron Tourthousand, but I have no way of knowing that. This alley has all its pipes extend down further than the ground for some reason. And some of these buildings, like the general store here, the Metro Deli Grocery, have some wires behind them. This one has the most. It's just kind of random wires and assortment of stuff back there. If we come at it from this side, there's a little hole or a little window right there. No idea why, but it's kind of neat. Over at the fire station, if we go through the walls, we can actually take a look at the fire station offices down below. As you can see here, walls only seem to exist in one direction. So like this little skinny wall exists because we're on this side of it, but these walls don't show up until we're on this side of it. So walls and floors for some reason only show up in one direction. I have no idea how that works, but that's an interesting tidbit, and it gives us these weird, interesting views on some stuff. Probably should mention that the Tourtron is a little buggy, crashy. Doesn't really always give you all the frames you expect. Here's another interesting monster closet above the 24-hour. There's clearly a room here, but it has no back. It's just the front of it. Most of these monster closets are closed at the back, but for whatever reason, they missed this wall or something, so we get to walk around inside the 24-hour. As you can see, Joel's flashlight shines all the way to the other buildings, so these walls don't exist, not just for us, but also for light interactions for some reason. And yeah, this is a super cool view. As we walk backwards, I ran into this window. Windows, as you can see, are like a warbly effect over the top of a texture. But on this window, somehow the texture messed up. So we can look in there and see that they're actually using the texture of the inside of the real estate for some reason. Here you can see the bookcases and the clock, although the wall art is not there, again, for some reason. This is the inside of the Metro Deli grocery. Notice how objects disappear as we pull away. Here, though, we're checking out the back of the firehouse. If you zoom in on this thermostat, actually just push right through it, there's a whole nother room back here. This upstairs area previously went back further to here and has this side corridor. They must have just tightened it up for whatever reason. There's a little plug or something. And this zooms us back right back to the front. I have to assume that large parts of these levels were kind of mocked up and then played for a while before they figured out what does and doesn't work. So that's what this is probably a remnant of. Some of the old schoolers may have seen a glitch where you get up on the third floor of this firehouse, but there is nothing up here. There wasn't a previously playable area, seemingly. The roof is covered in grass, and then there's this thing here, but it also doesn't seem like it was meant to be a playable area, or a monster closet, really. This, however, totally a monster closet. You can see outside through the vines and stuff, and there's even an AC unit to keep it nice and cool. Another thing old schoolers might recognize, you used to be able to smoke yourself into these vans. It doesn't work anymore, but this might be a view that some of you are familiar with. You know, it was one of those early glitches that got patched after only a mere 3 years. The soda machine, sadly, I'm sad to report, does not have any soda in it. Yeah, during the tour, I talked about Redstone Industries. I don't think it's Redstone anymore, but honestly, the vines are like right up against the letters, so there's no real way to figure out what it says. At the end of the sign, though, you can see a reflection of, I don't know, part of the main game. There's like a couple civics. I don't know where they're getting that reflection from, but it's not here. Anyway, unless somebody knows how to disappear those vines, that's all I got. If you go behind the sign just disappears and the vines stay. If we go on beyond the trash truck, there's another plaza back here, although there's no further art or graffiti or anything cool. There are some cool buildings off in the distance, like this state house looking thing with a bunch of American flags. That's quite neat. Oh, apparently I like this shot so much I used it twice. Didn't realize that till right now. Probably gonna delete that and this. And might delete this too. Again, these buildings are totally solid from the front, but come at them from the back or the sides and they just all vanish. If I spawn a Joel, I can't stand on that little roof, but I can stand on the invisible real roof, which is there, just you can't see the rings. Roofs that are in the main playing area seem to have a barrier that stops you from walking off the edge. Not so much out here. And I also fell through the world. As we come back up, you can see these cool chimney stacks on top of this building. And then if we go way down this alley and around these buildings and all the way back here, this building has on its rear some American flags. The firehouse actually holds one more cool secret. In addition to the back wall, there is a monster closet here. That's what that hole is from up there. I thought it was a slidey pole, but no, it's a monster closet up here. If I spawn in a Joel, he comes with a flashlight, and we can take a look around and see that it's it's another empty room, but got floor textures and wall textures and stuff, so it's possible this was once a playable area, but I think it was pretty much just a monster closet. It would have been cool if the firehouse had a slidey pole. So roofs in the main play area you can stand on if you hit them. This is the roof of the real estate, actually. And while the main roof has texture and surface, that little extra part doesn't for some reason. But like I said, all these roofs that are in the main area, this is the office of the fire station's roof. And all these can be walked on, and they have these invisible edges that prevent you from falling off, which suggests maybe they were meant to be played at one point. I think possibly there might have been a ladder up the back that got you up here. Or maybe not, and this is just kind of a leftover glitchy area. But if you walk off the back, I will let you walk off. And that's how Joel died. Alone and without controversy. Here's a cool gothic-looking building that's off in the background. Oh, another cool thing about reflections. These windows here reflect the fire station offices for some reason. You can see that orange flower pot on top of the filing cabinet there. Well, it's the same as this one here. And that room reflects the fire station offices. Right above here on the roof of the liquor store, I tried to get on this railing. It doesn't seem like my aim is any good, but it doesn't seem like you can stand on there. Over here, you can stand on the roof of the actual building. I think the railing is just kind of, I don't know, fake it kicks you off, or just messed it up. But here you can see a pretty cool view down to the ground level. Yeah, AC units and stuff exist, window frames exist, but walls and floors don't seem to exist until you look at them from another angle, like from the edge here. And it won't let me jump off of this roof, so if I just do that, then I can... And I did try dropping through a bunch of the roofs of all the different skyscrapers around, but none of them seem to let you stand on them unless they're one of these grass roofs. And if we zoom way, way outside, we see the Fort Pitt Bridge in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Here's a cool fly-through of that bridge. Now, unfortunately, you cannot spawn and stand on top of the bridge. If you do, it'll just fall through. I did discover here, though, that when you do spawn somebody, if you're paused when you spawn, they come in a little wacky. Again, I don't know if this is the Tourtron Tourthousand's issues or if this is actually the way the game works or whatever. But I just thought it was funny with Joel's punk rock hairdo. Ah, yeah, and here's me trying to spawn and falling through the bridge, sadly. Here's the pullback from the main tour, but I keep going further, basically, just to show you what the whole thing looks like all to itself. And if you fall from there, yeah, you die. So that is Beyond the Walls for Checkpoint. And look, I wouldn't have done this if not for one of you guys. So if you have any other ideas, let me know. And as they say in Pittsburgh, where the checkpoint is located, if you're enjoying yourselves, why don't you give it a like? Hey, a quick addendum before we go. I realized while editing this that I did not have a big swooping epic fly over the whole city shot to end on. And then I also realized that I Love Tradio may have been pronounced I Love T-Radio, but also that they were probably talking about this window up here, not the one below. So if Tradio, if this is your window you're looking for, I came back to pop a guy in it this once and put Joel in here and then look around. And unfortunately, it's just another monster closet, but wanted to make sure that I popped in here for you. And I will thoroughly examine every corner of this blank black room to ensure for you that no stone is left unturned here at Lowell Tours. You can see the structure of the place, the box. It basically looks like that. Let's zoom out across the city once again as I thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you next time for a tour of the university. Go Stillers.